I knew we were in trouble. I just had that feeling.
A Texan hijacked an Air Canada Viscount today.
It's Mike Hilder at Air Canada. Is that RCMP?
Come walking through the door and up to the counter and give me his ticket. He had no baggage. Just you pull the ticket, give him a boarding pass, and he's on his way.
And the stewardesses were getting things ready to serve us meals, and then all of a sudden he got up, and I thought, that's kind of strange. So he came back and he had the pistol, right, or the gun, right in the back of the stewardess' neck, and I went, oh.
This is the first time an Air Canada plane has been hijacked. It's also the first plane hijacking of this type in this country.
This man approached, barged into the cockpit, pushing the stewardess ahead of him with a gun in his hand, and said, this plane's going to Cuba, period.
And what was your immediate reaction?
Yes, sir.
That to you?
Just that.
It was afterwards that we found out from the radio range boys out back that the flight had been skyjacked.
Flight 303 is now a growing casebook, but instrumental in the happy ending.
I assured the individual in question, Beasley, that he would be granted political asylum and that he would be processed through our immigration the same as anybody else requesting this privilege.
Was this unconditional asylum?
I did not use the word unconditional asylum, that he would be granted political asylum.
It's been 56 years since this happened, yeah. And now you're kind of telling this story that was kind of, it seems like it was almost kind of lost to time.
Yeah.
Tell me about the opportunity to bring this to a whole new generation.
Well, that's it. I mean, this is like a little nugget from the past, and it's an interesting piece of Canadian history, and the fact that it was kind of news for a day and then, kind of buried away. I was really glad that basically coming across a newspaper clipping from 1968, we're able to develop it into a two-part podcast.
It's kind of neat to tell the story again for the younger population.
We're uncovering new stories, but we're also revisiting older stories at the light of maybe some of the more modern takes on the stories. I think one of the successes of podcasts is very convenient. It's a bit of an entertainment media, but I think with the history podcast, you are reaching a non-traditional history fan, so to speak.
It doesn't bother me at all to share it. I think it's part of history. People should know what went on years ago.
It was an interesting story, and it was something that it was the first skyjacking in Canada.
It's a really interesting slice of New Brunswick and Canadian history.